While putting together this book, I was reminded of how much the concept and question of obedience has been a part of my life. As a child, my parents expected obedience in every sense of the word. I thought going to school might be different, but the teachers and faculty expected absolute obedience from me as well. When I graduated from high school, I got a job and experienced the same thing. My employer expected obedience from me every day that I worked there, and if I didn't obey, it jeopardized my employment. Obedience is a central part of the Christian experience, but the key to this obedience is submitting to the authority of the Lord Jesus Christ. I must surrender completely to Christ without compromise, even though oftentimes my obedience will be shrouded in confusion. While I may not understand the reason for obedience in a particular situation, this should never affect my surrender to God's will. My obedience will be constantly challenged, just like Adam and Eve were challenged by the serpent in the Garden of Eden. God gave the couple but one command to obey: do not eat the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. When Adam and Eve disobeyed, they lost their identity in God. See Genesis chapter 3. This has seeped into all of humanity. Beginning with Adam and Eve and continuing to this day, the world has been deceived by the enemy of God, all of us caught up in a habitual disobedience. Later, in Genesis chapter 22, the question of obedience comes to a head with Abraham, whom God calls on to sacrifice his son Isaac on the altar. Here, Abraham does an attempt to negotiate with God. He would be either all in or not in at all. The fact that Abraham obeyed God tells us a little bit about his relationship with him, for he was willing to slay his own son in obedience to God's command. In this book, Tozer outlines the spiritual vows crucial to obedience.